Yamashita's gold and Marcos's hidden empire. Legend or truth? The final days of World War II, the Japanese empire was crumbling. Troops scattered, cities lay in ruins, and the atomic bombs had decimated Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Defeat was inevitable. But in those waning moments, away from the world's gaze, a quiet operation was unfolding, one that would give rise to one of the greatest legends of lost treasure in modern history, Yamashita's gold. The treasure took its name from General Tomoyuki Yamashita, the feared Tiger of Malaya, who oversaw Japan's military campaigns across Southeast Asia. As Japan pillaged territories such as China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and particularly the Philippines, they allegedly looted massive quantities of gold, gems, religious relics, cultural treasures, and priceless artworks. The plan? To ship it all back to Japan as the war ended, funding the empire's future resurrection. But the war ended sooner than they expected. The Allied forces closed in, and Yamashita was captured. He was tried and executed for war crimes in 1946. And just like that, the secrets of the treasure's whereabouts seemingly died with him. Or so it was believed. Years passed. The Philippines remained impoverished, trapped in cycles of corruption and instability. But then came Ferdinand Marcos, a brilliant lawyer, war veteran, and charismatic leader who rose to the presidency in 1965. To the public, he was a man of the people, but behind closed doors, a different narrative was unfolding, one that would intertwine power, secrecy, and perhaps hidden gold. Rumors began surfacing during Marcos's presidency. Whispers of secret military expeditions into the mountains of Luzon, private excavations guarded by the military, Japanese war veterans flown in discreetly not to stand trial but to guide teams to treasure maps and underground vaults. Some claimed Marcos had found parts of the treasure. Others believed he had recovered nearly all of it and used it to build a financial empire that spanned the globe. But rumors became something more in 1971 when a man named Rogelio Roxas, a former soldier and amateur treasure hunter, made an explosive claim. Rojas stated that he had discovered a hidden tunnel in Baguio, Luzon, where he uncovered a massive solid gold Buddha statue and stacks of Japanese-marked gold bars. According to his testimony, he had been tipped off by an old Japanese soldier who once served under Yamashita. But shortly after his discovery, Rojas was arrested. His home was raided. The gold and the statue? Gone. Stolen, he claimed, by agents of President Ferdinand Marcos. Years later, Rojas would file a lawsuit against Marcos in Hawaii after the dictator and his family fled the Philippines during the 1986 People Power Revolution. The court proceedings were unprecedented. Witnesses came forward, evidence was presented, and eventually the court ruled in favor of Rojas's estate, stating that Marcos had indeed stolen treasure from Rojas. The estimated value of what Marcos had allegedly taken? $22 billion. Ferdinand Marcos never had a legitimate explanation for the vast wealth he and his wife Imelda Marcos amassed. At the time of his fall from power, investigators found over 3,000 pairs of shoes in Imelda's closet, $10 billion USD in offshore bank accounts, jewelry collections rivaling royal families, multiple luxury apartments in New York, priceless paintings from Monet, Van Gogh, and Picasso, and yes, gold bullion stored in secret vaults. Was this all a product of political corruption, or was it financed by the hidden treasure of a fallen empire? Some documents and testimonies suggest that Marcos had access to a network of international bankers, gold traders, and secret agents. Others allege that he used diplomatic immunity and private couriers to smuggle gold out of the Philippines. The full scope of his financial empire was never uncovered, but the myth only grew stronger. Skeptics argue that there's no concrete proof the treasure ever existed. No formal documentation, no photos, no traceable trail. The Japanese government has never officially acknowledged the looting or burying of such a treasure. But in the hills and jungles of the Philippines, thousands of treasure hunters still search. Some claim to have found strange tunnels, military artifacts, or even partial stashes of gold. Multiple books, documentaries, and even declassified CIA files have discussed the possible existence of Yamashita's gold. Some go as far as to suggest that global intelligence agencies helped Marcos launder the gold in exchange for political cooperation during the Cold War. To this day, the question remains: did Marcos truly find Yamashita's gold? And if so, where is it now? What's not a myth is the legacy Marcos left behind. His dictatorship was marked by martial law, thousands of human rights violations, and the near collapse of the Philippine economy. Yet, through it all, he and his wife lived in opulence. Marble palaces, shopping sprees in Paris, diamond tiaras, and state banquets attended by royalty. After their exile to Hawaii, much of their wealth was seized, but not all of it. A significant portion was never recovered, leading many to believe that some of Yamashita's gold is still out there, buried, waiting. And now, decades later, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., the dictator's son, is president of the Philippines. For many, that revives haunting questions. Is the gold still part of the Marcos family's hidden power? Did they inherit more than just a name, but a buried empire? At its core, the story of Yamashita's gold is more than a tale of treasure. It's a reflection of how history, myth, and power collide. How ambition can lead men to bury fortunes in the earth, and how that same ambition can corrupt generations. Whether or not Marcos truly found the treasure, the legacy of greed, secrecy, and unimaginable wealth remains. Somewhere in the mountains of the Philippines, in the vaults of Swiss banks, or perhaps still hidden underground, Yamashita's gold may be waiting, and the search goes on.